the hell do you have on? So,
ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a Capsule Selection. Now, talking about this, last time we talked about bold and brazen fragrances. You know, these were ones that commanded attention at night clubs and stuff like that. These were the ones that make heads turn and kind of keep eyes on you the entire evening. But tonight, I want to talk to you and dive into fragrance that are a mood shift. These are ones I talked about bagging a baddie. I'm not going to change and denote what that is, but I want to talk about when it comes to the first date. Now, when I say bag a baddie, let's do a little bit of a definition, because some people have been rubbed the wrong way when it comes to this. Now, sadly, I have to give a caveat. When I say bag a baddie, I'm going off of a trend and a fad of what it is to talk in a more, I guess, universal language when it comes to the youth, when it comes to individuals who are out trying to have fun. That's quite okay. If you don't feel like this is something that you need to watch, I'm fine with that. That's perfectly okay. I am talking about fragrances, and this is something that is a part of our fragrance language. We cannot deny that. We cannot deny that men and women are wearing fragrances to attract the opposite sex. That's why so many videos of allure and of attraction, of comments and commentary and compliments are made. This is a list for that. Now, if this is not something you enjoy, go to one of my videos that is about complexity, that is about the austere, that is about the actual fougere styles, because I have plenty of those for you to watch in our very well made content. Today, let's have fun. Let's talk about what it is to have a light and bright and softer side of ourselves and have some fun with our individual loved ones. And that's about date nights. And that's about bagging a baddie, because a baddie to me is one woman that I love to have in my surroundings. I am talking about women who are powerful, magnetic, alluring, sexy, feminine individuals who are there for me and have my back ultimately. That's a baddie. That's a bad one. That's what we all need in our lives. We don't need some scavenger. We don't need someone who has succumbed to jealousy. We need a woman who knows her security, knows where her mind is, knows where her love is, and knows that she's a baddie. That's what I want in my life, and I hope that you want that in your life as well. So like I stated, let's get into the energy. Let's make it a little bit slow. Let's talk about fragrances that are standing out in crowds anymore. Let's talk about ones that are about leaning in and creating an atmosphere that makes you and her have a memorable day and date. Ones that smell like the night is going to be remembered for its intimate setting, and that's the first date fragrance. So these fragrances are for connection. This is a conversation for chemistry. And if that sounds like something you think you'll enjoy, pull up a seat, pour a glass, and of course, let's enhance. Everyone, welcome to the Dry Down, the lifestyle channel where we as enthusiasts aspire to enhance and elevate our olfactive sensory experiences through the understanding of the different aromas, facets, and nuances of scent, cigars, and wines. I'm your host, Chris. Welcome to today's wonderful experience. More importantly, I am here today to talk to you and curate a list of fragrances that are men or for men who they're not just trying to choose their clothing carefully on a date. They're trying to choose a carefully curated space and environment for a female. It's going to be a fun day. So this is about the clothing. This is about the restaurant. This is about carefully curating the experience, like I said. And he's also carefully trying to curate and choose his fragrance. And the right choice on the right date is just that. It's meant to impress a female or whatever you choose in your individual style. It's meant to allure and attract them and give them that intimate setting and that memory. So this one here is about fragrances that are going to set the stage for everything that comes next. After bagging the baddie, you went to the club. This is bagging the baddie, putting the atmosphere on intimacy. And so I'm your host, Chris. Let's talk about what it is in my collection, fragrances that will set the mood properly. I got about 8 or 9 here that I'm going to talk about. First, starting off from one of the best tobacco fragrance that is a well-kept secret from the house of Xerjoff, and it's Comandante. And I want you guys to get a nose on that because it's a spectacular scent, so let's get right into it. So first, let's talk about one of the very best and most elegant tobaccos you will ever wear, especially on a first date. This is the scent of Comandante. It is one, to me, think of a cigar lounge in the form of a more inviting, more lounge-like, more dinner atmosphere. So a kitchen that allows for smoking. The new age cigar bars, 9 out of 10 of them have a kitchen, a some type of restaurant inside of it. So if you're choosing, and she chooses to be someone around cigar smoking, and that's what you want to provide for her as your date, this is a great fragrance for that. It's one that's mellow, it's not intimidating, and instead of being honey and smooth like most tobaccos that you find on the market, this one here takes a more of a mellow, fruity nuance and fruity sweetness to the tobacco and spices. And with that, you get a drier, woodier tobacco scent profile, but it's one that just feels refined and smells wonderful and elegant on skin, especially for a first date. So this one here, one of my favorites. It's loud. When I say loud, it's not that loud. It has this projection because of its nature of fruity florals in it. But when I say that, don't take it as one of those new age fruity floral fragrances that is just like a club banger. Take it as more of a nuance that's more attractive to a feminine nose. So while I say it's loud, I would say it's moderate. I'll take that back and say that this smoky kind of tobacco nuance, it's elevating and it's approachable and it's slightly luxurious and confident. Those are the memorable traits that I would think this one is. And so for me, this scent makes me and her and you all wonder what it is to have a special fragrance on when smelling it. And so with the smoothness of this one, I think that it is something that you will have a great date on, whether it's on a terrace, whether it's on a rooftop, or maybe even just going, like I said, to the cigar bar where you're pouring a glass of cognac and having red wine and you're just enjoying the day because it's a conversation style of date. More even about small plates if you wish to. The key to this one is balance. First date is all about balance. And so this one will balance the tobacco spices, the fruity floral nuances, and a nice musk accord that comes about. When you smell this one, the elegance in this one is one of the most powerful things about this particular scent, because like I stated, it is a tobacco fragrance through and through. But it is one of the more, I'd say this is one that a woman would not mind wearing. This is one that a woman would not put first in her collection, but she can smell this and know that you smell phenomenal and that you have a great fragrance on. But it's something that she would be not remiss to grab off the shelf if she's having a day where she's going out with her hoodie on and wearing some Timbs or something like that. It's that type of fragrance. For you, it's more elegant, elevated. For her, it's more of a, ooh, I got a tobacco fragrance on, or ooh, I want to smell like my man type of scent. So this is Comandante, a very special tobacco fragrance from the house of Xerjoff that I think you all should get your nose on. Comandante. I like the way the scent smells, man. I'm going on and on about it. But next up, let's talk about a house from the scent profile and master perfumer Rosendo Mateu. Let's get right into that one. So next, let's talk about the playful scent of Rosendo Mateu, number 5, woody, floral ambery, sensual musk fragrance. Now this one, this is confidence with a smile. This is confidence smiling across the table from a beautiful person. This is confidence that is key when you want someone to lean in. This is a fragrance that lives on skin forever. It's musk, it's amber, it's floral, it's spicy, a lot of saffron, but all blended in such a way that it is a beautiful announcing of a presence of a great fun-loving individual. So if your personality is very upbeat, very fun-loving, this is the very best scent that you could have in your collection for date nights. It's not for someone who's very, very, demure. It's not something for someone who's very, very shy or timid. It's for someone who has a very vivacious, fun-loving atmosphere about themselves, loves to laugh, loves to crack jokes, and loves to hold hands and speak into someone's face and eyes with confidence, because that's what this portrays. It's one that, if you have it on your skin, under your shirt and clothing, when they come in close, they will not be able to get enough of this particular scent on you. They will notice it and they will love and adore it on your skin. Imagine this one as the moment that she leans into you and she laughs at your perfect joke, and she brushes your arm with her hand and she reaches in for her glass and you reach over and touch her hand on that glass. It's one of those type of moments that feels magical, and a scent like this will capture that in both your guys' imagination for the next level and your chemistry for the here and now. This is sexy bottle. This is fun loving. This is language of a GQ individual, language of someone who is, they love the equivalence of a daily well-tailored suit, but they also love to dress down in the evenings and just have a fun time. And this one is devastatingly effective when worn with confidence. I'll tell you that much for certain. So this is Rosendo Mateu, number 5, floral, musky, ambery, sexy, saffron laden, beautiful date night fragrance. Get your nose on that. Gentlemen, when we talk about bagging the baddie, date night is rest assured that you will have her in hand, because this pure elegant fragrance from the House of Mason Francis Kurkdjian, which is Grand Soir. This one feels like the very best adult man fragrance for date nights ever made. It is particularly so well balanced, so well made, so sexy, so seductive, with the amber, labdanum, tonka bean, sweet benzoin. It's just a special fragrance, and you've heard this before. You've heard things that have that it can be off-putting for some. I had not heard many. I don't know if it's stated because it's a popular fragrance and some just have to be contrarian, but to me, this is a scent profile who, when you wear this, you are not trying to impress, you are impressive. That's exactly what you get in this particular scent. Grand Soir is a fragrance for a man who takes a woman on a date to a jazz lounge, takes her on a date to a play, take her to a date on a situation where you may even have something as high elevated as a steakhouse or lounge like that, and it stretches past midnight and you are off to then the wine bar or the casino. This is that type of fragrance. It projects a very beautiful sophistication without ever feeling tired, without ever feeling like it's trying too hard. It just smells like you are in a mood to envelop her in warm, envelopable, unforgettable nuances. And so this is the kind of scent that she thinks of when she wants to spend the night over, and this is the type of scent that you should wear when she is thinking of that, and you have that in mind for yourself as well. So this is Grand Soir, and this is one of the very best date night fragrances for fall and winter I've ever smelled. Gentlemen, we have the scent from Boadicea de Victoria. This is Harmonious. When we talk about Harmonious, I want to talk about refined beauty in a fragrance that is very classy, very seductive, but it is all about balance as well in this one. So you balance this one with florals, you balance this one with woods, leather, subtle accords and tones of oud, and all of the things that have a perfect synchronization on a date night when you put this on your skin at about 6 p.m. and you wear this through the evening to about 12 a.m. It is about sexy, mild aggression, but carrying nobility as well. It's a very beautiful scent that has, if you're a person that reads as fun-loving individual as well, this is the type of scent that can keep you from overcompensating, so to speak. So this one will speak for you versus coming off very aggressive in her mindset when you're speaking to her, because some of us have a very bombast personality. We really go forward and speaking who are our truths and want to carry a conversation. But this one here, this will help us from overcompensating. This will help us go into that date night and very much so listen to what we're hearing, take those notes from what we're hearing from the young lady in front of us, and give her feedback versus feeding her what we think she should know. And this one here is that type of scent where it's talk about simplicity, which is enhanced by the vision and the hearing in that date. This is what you want to wear, a scent like this, because this is provocative while still being balanced and harmonious, so to speak, the name. I think that this is this fragrance that for a gentleman who chooses to use his words carefully, you will go a long way, because this one speaks for you. To everyone listening, this one speaks for you. So on the first date, this one says, I'm not here to impress you with flash. I'm not here to connect on a level of anything other than substance. And that's a very powerful statement to tell a young woman going forward when you're trying to catch her. That's a great fragrance. This is a great fragrance, and this is Harmonious. Built to last, built to be seductive, but also built to be your signature scent for a first date. Next, if we start to narrow down this list, we start to speak on things that have a little more brightness and clarity in them. And one of those fragrances in my collection is Imperium from the brand of Electimuss. One of the best fragrances from that brand. This is one here is citrusy. It's woody. It's got ambergris. It's a fresh and commanding fragrance that just smells beautiful. Imperium is a name that was well chosen because it is Imperium. It is sexy. It is a fragrance that is definitively sexy. It is clean. It's got a nice little energy to it of seduction. It has a nice playful, flirtatious energy to it. So if you're a man between the ages of, I would say even Gen Z, 21 to 35, this is a scent that will carry you throughout all of that time because it's well structured, it's it's polished, it's sharp, it's confident, it's sexy, and it is an excellent opening fragrance for a first date because it has everything written on it for that. It talks about dinner, it speaks of cocktails, it speaks of conversation, and it's not too heavy, especially if you go 3 to 4 sprays. Great projection, great sillage, but not too heavy. And it's one that when the world that we live in now, when we talk about date night and energy fragrances like that, they can be a bit cloying. This one does not do that. This one carries its own weight in a very much so seductive, noticeable way, but nothing too cloying. Just a nice special fragrance to put on your skin. I would think of this one as the setup, basically. This one creates a special impression for you. It frames the night. It frames you as someone who is more deeper, more contemplative. And a fragrance like Soir or Rosendo Mateu, where you can just basically take that type of fragrance and carry the woman home. She will be more elated to be with you in your home environment because she smells you. She knows that you take care of yourself. She talks the conversation with you, and she takes that intel and uses that to make the best decision. And that best decision should be and will be you. So get your nose on Imperium from the house of Electimuss. A very nicely done fragrance for date nights indeed. When we arrive at something bold versus the cool collected of the fragrance I just showed you before, we arrive at a scent from the house of Roja Parfums. Slightly elevated in the price range, slightly elevated in the curiosity, slightly elevate. Like, this is a scent that just, I say it, it's bold. It's one that is beautiful. This is Qatar from the house of Roja Parfums in their Gulf collection. This is a fragrance that is luxury, and that's what I'm trying to say to you. It's spicy. It's oody, it's woody, it's resinous. It's blended with the signature Roja precision that you always expect from him to give you. But this one, date night fragrance, there's many that I would say for my age range to have going into a date night. But when I'm speaking to the gambit of young men to middle-aged men to even older men, this is a fragrance from 30 to 60 that will be very, very well received from every woman that smells this. And that's, sometimes this statement can feel of hyperbole. When I state this, I am stating the factual truth, because it's not often that I wear it, and when I'm wearing it, I am in a social setting. I have yet to wear this particular fragrance and not receive a compliment from a woman wearing this scent. And I'm not talking about a date that I was on with a specific woman. I'm talking about going into corridors and hallways where I've gone into an event or a space where it's a party or a scene or a setting. And this scent was on my skin, and someone gave me a hug, or I gave the lean into a conversation to say hello. And I was complimented dearly by this particular scent being on my skin. It's opulent, it's intoxicating, and it is and can be one of the best date fragrances in your collection. It's not for every man. That's a great way to have a perfume on your skin. It's not for every date. This is for the kind of night where you want to be a presence of just looming, just feeling larger than life, being larger than life. And even in that intimate setting, you are making your date note that she is larger than life going forward with you. This is the one where you want to go to the museum and then leave there and go to the wine bar and then go to a third avenue of dating like dinner and or another show. This is what you want to do when you're prepping for someone and she feels that you have prepped for her, because she is a baddie. She is not something you just want to take home and have sex with. She is someone that you want to have intentions with. So you set up and curated a step-by-step movement for her to go and have a great day and have something to talk about for weeks and weeks at a time. And a fragrance like this on your skin will do just that. It is one that is powerful, it is unapologetic, and it is sexy. It ensures that she will never ever forget your first date with this particular scent on. You wear it right, it makes the night feel like a once-in-a-lifetime experience, and that's exactly what that will be for her when you wear this on her first date and you set it up correctly. That is Qatar from the house of Roja Parfums. Get your nose on it. One of the most elusive fragrances in my collection, but I must present it every time I get a chance to, and hopefully that some of you gentlemen who have sought it can find it some way, shape, or form. This is Julian Rasquinet's Elegance Heart, and this is a fragrance that is just kingly. It is just kingly. It is one of my favorite fragrances in my collection. It is creamy florals. It is sweet, warm tobacco. It is soft woods, and it is sensual smoothness that feels just timeless on skin and in the air. If I had to choose a fragrance that, if I ever had a GQ top 10 or Esquire type of top 10, or even going into things like Success Magazine or Rob Report, if I had the editorial, this would be on that editorial list for one of my favorite fragrances that do all the things I wanted to do when wearing it. Heart is a fragrance of intent. It is for the man who's not just stylish. This is for the man who is cultured. If that's you as an individual, if you see yourself as that classic man who wants a date night fragrance, this is the scent for you to pick up and bag the Baddie. This one reads, I travel. This one reads, I appreciate the finer things in life. And this one reads, I am here and I am to be taken seriously by you. This one is one that is refined without being rigid. It is romantic without being like saccharine and starchy. It is a scent of a man who doesn't need to prove anything. This is a scent of a man who just is the man, basically. So on a first date, this fragrance that makes her think about who you are, this is the one that makes her think that you are one of depth and of character and of sensuality, of fun, and of convincingly enough resource. And that's what this scent profile gives you. So that with that impression, it will last long into every gesture that you put forward coming off of your date night going forward when she smells this on your skin. Elegance Heart, a beautiful tobacco fougere style of fragrance that has just done miraculously well when wearing it on my skin. That is Elegance Heart. And finally, gentlemen, let's talk about an honorable mention. Brompton Immortals from Nihilo. I put this in so many lists. I love it. I talk about it. It is one of those fragrances just if you know from me about many fragrances that I've talked about, I want this to be one of those fragrances that really does become a character of mine, a totem, so to speak, in the community, because Brompton Immortals is a playful, modern, and elegant fragrance that just is phenomenal. It has all things youthful energy, but it's dressed up in a way that still feels super uber sophisticated, which I think I drive my personality forward with. Think of this as the unexpected choice. This is a fragrance for those who just are men who love to like make surprises, just bring up surprise nuances, just to keep the interest going, to keep the intrigue going. You are one who, with every step and every motion, you are making her feel just like the baddest baddie ever to be swept off her feet. So this is perfect for a date where you want to have laughter, you want to have spontaneity, and you will just want to make her feel important in that romance that you're putting forward. It's a beautiful scent that way. This was done by Julian Rasquinet, and it is a great fragrance to fit your nose on. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope this video reached you well. This one here was just another fun installment going forward when I talk about having fragrances and when and why to wear them. This was about bagging the Baddie part 2. This is the date night. This is a signature profile of fragrance that we all know and truly hold dearly to ourselves, and know that ones that work on our skin are ones that work great. So these are just an opportunity to put more on your list to sample. Do sample always, of course. So always remember, scent is memory, collecting is legacy, and community is culture, and we here to dry down. We are the culture. Welcome to the community. Thank you guys for subscribing. Thank you guys for watching, and thank you guys for commenting and tapping in. Until next conversation, be bold, be balanced, and keep enhancing. I'll see you in the next. Peace.